The Thursday Walkthrough brought to you by Carle, the official healthcare provider of Fighting Illini Athletics. Welcome back to the Thursday Walkthrough. Martin O'Donnell here, joined as always by Coach Lovie Smith. And, Coach, really good win on the road, got the cannon back last week, beating the Boilermakers. What did you learn about your team coming out of that game?
Well, a lot. And more than each week we learned something about the football team, but we hadn't been in that situation in a long period of time where, coming off a big win, want to see how we would handle some success, tough conditions. There were just a lot of things that our football team needed to go through to grow, and we did. We checked off all the boxes.
Well, and you mentioned there the tough conditions. Obviously, it's getting colder. I mean, we're in the Midwest and, late October now. A lot of rain. Obviously that was in the forecast. So before the game, is that something that, your coaches on offense and defense went to the defense and the offensive lines and kind of said, hey, this is your kind of game, guys?
Well, we knew going in. You always, checking ahead to see what the forecast would be. And we knew there was a chance that it would rain some. We didn't realize that it would, we weren't planning on it raining all day, but through the course of the off season, spring ball, training camp, you get a chance to have wet ball drills and have days like that. This past week, of course, we had a day where it was fairly wet outside, so we got a chance to go over some of the things that you need to when you're playing in conditions like that. And I'm talking about for the running backs and everybody carrying the ball, try to protect it more. And you also talk about it, we talk about it anyway, takeaway-wise, for the defense. It's an ideal time, of course, to take the ball away.
Well, and want to talk a little bit about kind of the offensive game plan for the game. Obviously, maybe a little bit more rain than you had anticipated, but I think under 10 pass attempts and really just leaning on the running game. Did you feel, that offensive, was that part of the plan from the beginning? Is that something that evolved kind of throughout the course of the game as conditions deteriorated?
That's one of the things I really love about our offense. If we need to lean on the pass, of course, Brandon can do that. Josh, Bebe, and the rest of the guys have really caught the ball well, but we're a running football team. This time of the year, Big Ten play, you have to be able to run the football, and ideal conditions for that. And that's what we did. Of course, we didn't throw it an awful lot, but we called on the offensive line to really up our game. And then we give a Player of the Week award each week. On the offensive side of the football, we gave it to our entire offensive line. Thought they did a great job.
I like that, the entire offensive line. Give it to them as a unit.
They do everything as a unit. Of course, Martin, as you know, that's the closest knit position group on every football team is the offensive line, and they played that way together.
Well, and, this week is, Dad's Day. Last year on Dad's Day, I believe that was the Minnesota game, wound up playing really well. Is there added significance for these guys knowing that their dads are going to be there on the field?
Oh, I definitely think there's a little bit more incentive for you to play well. Of your dad walking to the stadium with you with your jersey on, carrying most of the guys carrying his name on the back. Just places I've been seem like it brings the best out in players, and that'll be the case for us this week. As you mentioned last week, it was the best game we played of the year, and we'll need to play our best ball this week also.
Well, and you talked about it a little bit earlier this week in your press conference, but maybe a little bit different thing, playing Rutgers, probably going to be favored in some way, shape, or form against them. What message are you giving to the team knowing that Rutgers is obviously going to come in here, they're hungry for a win? A little bit different motivational tactics this week?
Absolutely, but I think it's different each week. A few weeks ago, we were big underdogs. Last week, we were underdogs. But in order for us to continue to build our program and get where we want to be in a position where we're not the underdog, where we're the favorite. And it doesn't change your approach. It's always about improving upon last week's game and the effort that you put forth then, and that'll be the case for us. We did some good things this past week, but it wasn't a perfect game. We'll need to play better ball each week for us to ultimately achieve all the goals that are still there for us.
Well, and really looking forward to the game this week. It's fall, late fall now. Would you prefer to go to an apple orchard or a pumpkin patch?
This time of year, most people probably say a pumpkin patch, but I'm an apple orchard. That would be easy. I'm one of those persons. I think I eat an apple every day, just about every day of my life. So it would definitely be an apple orchard.
So, has it kept the doctor away?
That's just not a myth. that is a fact. The benefits you get from apple, we could do an entire show from that. I definitely think it keeps the doctor away. An apple a day.
Well, that'll be good. I mean, you can do Apple infomercials, later in life if you want to.
They're worth it. Just a little bit of advice, start eating an apple a day.
Well, and we also have Halloween coming up this week. What was your favorite costume to wear as a child? Is there one that stood out to you?
It was a long time ago. I
don't
probably
say.
can remember more of my kids. And nowadays, I know what I have a lot of grandkids, and I have an idea of what most of them will be wearing. And I just know it's an exciting time of the year, and I'm pumped up for them.
Well, good. And, again, Halloween, we've talked, you like scary movies. I mean, you and your family are into that.
Absolutely.
But, do you believe in ghosts?
No, I don't believe in ghosts, but it's good to keep it around that could possibly be something out there. It's good for Halloween also.
Good. There we go. Well, Coach, thank you for your time. Thank you for stopping by the Thursday Walkthrough. The Thursday Walkthrough brought to you by Carle, the official healthcare provider of Fighting Illini Athletics.
Looking for a card that gives you more? Illini Visa Rewards Card. Earn points every day to fly any airline, anytime, no blackout dates. The Illini Visa Rewards Card. Available only through U of I Community Credit Union.